gorgeous day here in North Florida. It is absolutely fabulous. Beautiful blue skies. It's a nice change, low humidity, so the temperature is about 90 degrees, but it feels amazing out. The last 2 days we've actually gotten quite a bit of rain, somewhere around 5 or 6 inches of rain over the past 2 days, so we are extremely thankful to be getting good rain now, and we'll enjoy the beautiful days as well. So as you can see behind me here, our garden, this is our second garden of the season. So our first garden just finished up, with the exceptions of the sunflowers that are still making seed back there, and our sweet potatoes are not done yet. So we actually transplanted them over. We planted more with the slips that we had started earlier in the season, and everything is doing great. This something is interesting. So this is more of an experiment for us, because we've usually here in Florida it gets so hot by the time this time of year rolls around, everything's getting cooked in the midday sun. So it's usually right at the end of the growing season, so it's not a big deal. We pick and we're done. This year, with the talk of all the food shortages and everything, I wanted to do an experiment and see if we could actually grow our normal stuff like corns and beans and peas, potatoes, all that kind of stuff, if we could actually grow it this late in the season with it just starting out. So it's not as much stuff as we would normally plant, because I didn't just want to waste a ton of seed, but we actually saved seeds from our last harvest and planted. A lot of what's in here is saved seeds or from previous stuff. We didn't buy anything new for this garden. So I also planted some glass gem corn and some Indian corn that I had seed from, and spaced them out since our sweet corn is done. And then we tried a new variety, which is a hybrid, the Golden Bantam hybrid sweet corn. We're trying that as well to see how that does. I'm not a huge fan of hybrid seeds because you can't reproduce, save seed off of the plants, but we're going to give it a try and see how it works out. But I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see. We planted, the first seed we started planting was 6 days ago, and it's been up out of the ground. It sprouted in three and a half days. I've never seen seeds sprout that quick, especially with corn. So let me turn the camera around here so you can see it. Check this out. This corn is already almost 2 inches high and is doing amazing. And we've got several rows here, you can see. They're all sprouting and doing really, really well, which is very surprising to me. These are the sweet potato slips that we actually started off of a sweet potato and rooted in water. And this one's taking a little bit more time, but most of them are already getting good and established and are starting to grow, even though they've only been in here for about 6 days. This row here is potatoes, and they have not started sprouting yet, which is totally normal. And then here we've got a few rows of peanuts. These are the Valencia brand or variety of peanut, and as you can see, they're sprouting really good as well. We have 3 or 4 rows of those all down and through here. So our hybrid corn is over here, and then all the way down here we have 2 rows, actually did double rows of Indian corn. So this is this here's like a yellow and multicolor variety, and then so I did that on 2 rows here and here for pollination purposes. And then down here, these are red popcorn here, and they're all doing really well. I've grown Indian corn before, the popcorn, and it's a lot of fun. I love planting different varieties of corn. And then the last variety we have is actually the glass gem corn, which is also a Cherokee Indian corn, which is, I like it. I've grown it one other time and it was really cool. I'm going to try to fertilize it a little more this time. It's a beautiful ornamental corn, but it's also a functional popcorn as well. my family and my wife's family actually as well, we both are of Cherokee descent. We have Cherokee blood in our family, so it's kind of cool just to try out the different stuff that the Cherokee Indians have used for years and years. So we're excited to see how this garden's going to do. Here's the thing: if 2020 taught us anything with this pandemic, it's that you won't be able to always rely on food and fuel and toilet paper and whatever, and supplies of any kind. You're not always going to be able to rely on. So it's always good to be prepared, right? We've started getting a little more prepared, saving seeds, right? Saving heirloom type seeds that you can replant year after year. Make sure you have a couple gardens worth saved up in case you have a flop garden. You've got something to fall back on. Freedom seeds, of course, are always very important for hunting animals for feed your family. One thing I've always forgotten and never have thought of is medical supplies, right? So bandages, first aid kit, Neosporin, that kind of stuff is important as well. Stitching materials. One thing I've never thought of is antibiotics. Jace Medical reached out to us, and I'm so glad they did. I never even knew something like this was possible. So Jace is an outfit that does telemedicine. So you can go online, it's online only, on your phone or on the computer, and go on their website, fill out your information. It takes about 10 minutes. It's 100% legal to have antibiotics, prescription antibiotics, shipped right to your door. And check this out. So you open it up, it comes with 5 different antibiotics, which will treat pretty much anything you'd ever have problems with. It's got the zithromycin, amoxicillin, a few others that I don't know how to pronounce the name on. And the cool part for idiots like me, the emergency antibiotic guide. So this basically goes and tells about each prescription antibiotic and what it'll treat. It shows a wide variety of ailments, sicknesses, pneumonia, you name it, and it'll tell which one you need to use to treat it. And it all comes in this handy dandy little case. The FDA regulates prescription market, and they have to have a 1-year expiration date on them. If you store this in an airtight container and put it in a cool, dry place, it'll last 5 years easy. They've even done studies to where after 20 years they test these after they've been stored properly, and they're actually still 90% effective. So this is not something that's you buy and it's only good for just a little bit of time. If you store it right, it'll last as long as you need it to. And you can't always rely on pharmacies to get you the medicines that you're going to need, especially if there's a pandemic that requires a lot of these antibiotics be used. You're not necessarily going to be able to get them, and it's good to have anything and everything that you can at your own home, to where you're not having to go out into the cities or towns or travel to get what you need, or you're worried about, am I going to be able to get antibiotics or medicines? If you've got sickness, you've got it all at home. And that's really, really cool to me. I really like it. All their physicians are board certified. I ordered my Jace case on Monday, and it arrived here at my house on Friday. Super fast shipping. It's super easy to use. You just go on there. You don't have consultation fees or setup fees or any kind of doctor visit fees. Everything's included in the price of the Jace case. So please be sure to go check them out. Really appreciate them being the sponsor of today's video, and I'm going to drop a link down in the description below so you can go check them out for yourself. Like I say, it takes about 10 minutes is all to get signed up and purchase the case, and they'll send it right to your doorstep. I just wanted to zoom in on these a little bit so you can see what each one is. I know this is an amoxicillin mixed with another antibiotic. I'm not good at pronouncing names. I do know this is with zithromycin, which I think is what they consider a Z-Pack. I've used this a couple times before. I've actually had pneumonia twice, and I'm so thankful for this stuff right here. But if you look in this guide, it goes through the different scenarios you might have, and it tells what you need to take and how much and how often, and I think this is fantastic. So this one here, doxycycline, yeah, I butchered that one. That one is also used to treat pneumonia. That's this one here. So all 5 of these prescriptions come in this case, as well as this guide right here to help identify your ailment as well as how much to take. So it's pretty awesome. What you girls up to, huh? Our babies are not babies no more. So I'm curious, what have you guys done to kind of prepare for future hard times? Times are unpredictable. I think we probably all went and got a few chickens, right? Just so we've got meat and eggs, and of course we've got some cows. We've got 3 cows now. It's definitely not where we want to be, but you just go a little at a time, right? You can't just jump in, go into debt and buy a bunch of stuff, because you're not going to be any better off. So just accumulate a little at a time while you can, while things are available, and it's just smart, right? The Lord's always taken care of us from day one. When my wife and I first got married till today, He's always taken care of us, and I know He will continue to take care of us. I also think it's important that we use the talents and the gifts that He's given us and be smart about things and be good stewards of what we're given, and not try to rely on the world and the system so much. And I know our life's gotten a lot less crazy, right? Just having peace of mind, knowing we have our farm here, we can provide if we need to. We actually have a batch of eggs in the incubator that are hatching today. I'll see if we can get a shot of those little chickens. Well, I think there's one hatched so far and a couple more that are working their way out of shells, so pretty excited. Kids are loving that. So it's a very good excuse with preparedness and everything. It's a good excuse to do the things that you enjoy anyway, right? I grew up on a farm my whole life. We've had animals. We've had some crazy varieties of animals: ostrich, emus, you name it. We've had deer, several different types of deer my dad had when we were growing up. So I'm used to growing up on a farm, and we grew big gardens, and would grow stuff for other people and give to them and everything. And it's fun. It's rewarding. So I know we enjoy doing it. And so anyway, enough of my rambling. We greatly appreciate y'all watching our video today. I really appreciate Jace Medical for sponsoring the video. Please be sure to click the link down in the description and go check them out on their website. It's super simple. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And you just go in there and enter your basic information. If you have any allergies to certain medications, you know, your basic contact information, all that good stuff. And they'll get you in contact with a board certified physician and get you your own Jace kit sent out to your Jace case sent out to you, and that way you've got an emergency antibiotic kit on standby. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.